Hare Krishna. Thank you for coming. Actually, you are very brave souls that you came. And just for showing up, I think you deserve much. Congratulations. Right. So we'll start with our Mangalacharan prayers and then we'll get into the Nectar of Devotion. Om Ajnanathimirantasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Katamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Sri Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhayascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Matsamo nasti papatma Naparadhi chakaschana Parihare pilajjame Kimbruve purushottama Bhumau skalitapadanam Bhumireva valambanam Tvai jata paradhanam Tvameva sharanam prabho Adadhanastrinam dantair Idam yache punah punah Srimadrupa padam bhojau Dhulisyam janma janmani Rajoham syam bhave bhave. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. As I was saying earlier, Hare Krishna. Your good name? Kashyap. And your name? Leena. Thank you for joining. So, as I was saying, you are very brave souls, and thank you for coming. Because last time when I said that I see that there has been a sharp decrease in the audience. But do not worry. And just for showing up, you'll get some credit today. Hare Krishna. So did we start the third chapter last week? Or did we complete third chapter? Because we completed the second chapter, I remember that this pure devotional service, we discussed like there are many kinds of devotees. Did we discuss that? The first class devotee, the middle, and the Yeah, yeah. So, neophyte, we discussed that. So, how many neophyte devotees are there? How many classes of neophyte devotees? 4, yes. And who are those? And one who is in knowledge. Chaturvida bhajante mam janah sukritinorjana artho jignasur artati jnani cha bharatarshava. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, O Arjuna, 4 types of devotees surrender unto me. Those who need in wealth, those who are distressed, those who are inquisitive, and those who are in knowledge. Now, Srila Rupa Goswami categorizes these 4 kinds of devotees as neophyte devotees. And the examples he gives for one who is in want of wealth, Dhruva; for who is in distress, Gajendra; for those who are inquisitive, it is Shaunaka Rishi. So Shaunaka was the sage who was the spokesperson. When Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken in the forest of Naimisharanya by Suta Goswami, Shaunaka was the spokesperson for all the assembled sages, and he asked questions on behalf of all other sages. Then the last category, 4th category, are the 4 Kumaras, those who are Jnanis. So those are the categories. Now, what are the 3 kinds of happiness that are mentioned? We'll just read a little bit on page 32. I'll start and then we can do that. There's a last paragraph on page 32. Everybody is there. Before I start, I would like to welcome all the devotees again, those who joined a little late, and also those who are online. I welcome you to the class. So, last paragraph on page 32. As stated before, there are 3 kinds of happiness: material, spiritual, and devotional. Devotional service and the happiness due to its execution are not possible as long as one is materially affected. If someone has a desire for material enjoyment or for becoming one with Supreme, these both are considered material concepts. Because the impersonalists cannot appreciate the spiritual happiness of association and the exchange of loving affairs with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, their ultimate goal is to become one with the Lord. This concept is simply an extension of material idea. In the material world, everyone is trying to be the topmost head among his fellow men or neighbors. Either communally, socially, or nationally, everyone is competing to be greater than all others in the material concept of life. This greatness can be extended to the unlimited so that one actually wants to become one with the greatest of all, the Supreme Lord. This is also a material concept, although maybe a little more advanced. So, Srila Rupa Goswami, he discusses 3 kinds of happiness. One is the happiness that is derived from sense enjoyment. But that sense enjoyment is very, very flickering happiness. In this world, the actual practical thing is so many people are actually trying to enjoy. People who have wealth, people who don't have wealth. Yet people, if material enjoyment is the most happiness or the highest form of happiness, the richest people by default should be the most happiest people. But not necessarily you will find that is the case in this material world. So if one is frustrated with material happiness, then one tries to renounce and say, okay, let me become one with God. Let me just reject everything. Matter is giving me a problem, so let's just remove matter. It's a tragedy of modern times that the divorce rates are some of the highest that ever probably existed any time in the human history. The fact is that people think that the problem, or I'm unhappy because my partner is the cause of it. and therefore, if I divorce, then, I'll be happy. But the fact of the matter is that the happiness or distress is generated by our own karma. It doesn't matter if you change the external happiness or external situation. You will still have to undergo that. So people try to reject material things and become one with God. And Srila Rupa Goswami says that is also still not the perfect kind of happiness. But when you unconditionally serve God, then you will be perfectly happy. Any questions, any comments on this? Because when we are here, the process that we are following seems to be simple. We are not doing upside down shirasanas, every day for 1 hour, then followed by like stretching the limbs, and then putting our legs through our knees and then trying to see the back, or standing on one leg for like 2 hours, then fasting for 4 days and then eating a little. That's not the process that we are following. Because we are following a simple process of chanting Hare Krishna, people might think the benefits might be less. In the material world, the more harder you work, the higher benefits you get. These people all day long do nothing but chant Hare Krishna. What benefits will they get? Think of yogis in Himalayas. In summers, what they do is they put fires. They gather firewood, put fires, and sit in the middle of fires. In winter, they are in the neck deep in cold water. Oh, just see those people. Hare Krishna, so seriously. They eat all day long. They eat prasadam, nice prasadam. You go to the temple, you get very opulent prasadam. They seem to be chanting Hare Krishna, nothing else. So really, what benefits are they really practically getting? That is the mercy of Mahaprabhu. That he has invested the holy name with highest love of God. And by chanting with faith the holy name, you will get everything that is needed. So sometimes, because it's so simple, people might say, not much, there should be more than this. But this is it. And Srila Prabhupada, once his disciple, he asked his disciple, why did you think I wrote all these books? He said, Prabhupada, to establish society, people can read, all these things he told. He said, that's all right. But the reason I wrote my books is that people are convinced to chant Hare Krishna. All day long, if you can chant Hare Krishna, that is the highest benefit. But in case you cannot, then at least chant your prescribed rounds with attention, and then read Prabhupada's books, and you'll be convinced even to chant better. Even if you can't chant with attention in the first go, just chant to the best of your ability, and then when you increase your reading, then you'll become more and more strong about the holy name. Any questions, comments? So the next part of the entire third chapter, starting from page 33, a pure devotee, because we can actually go at length. The point is that can we read the first paragraph on page 33, where it is written Srila Rupa Goswami? Everybody there? Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining. I can just maybe share a book. No, share a book, it's okay. You can share. So shall we read a little bit? Okay, I'll wait for Abhishek. So reading there, Srila Rupa Goswami has therefore compared possessing these bhukti, material, and mukti, liberation, desires with being influenced by the black art of a witch. In both the cases, one is in trouble. Bhukti means material enjoyment, and mukti means to become freed from material anxiety and to become one with the Lord. These desires are compared to being haunted by ghosts and witches. Because while these aspirations for material enjoyment or spiritual oneness with the Supreme remain, no one can relish the actual transcendental taste of devotional service. A pure devotee never cares for liberation. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prayed to Krishna, "My dear son of Nanda Maharaj, I do not want any material happiness in the shape of many followers, nor immense opulence in wealth, nor any beautiful wife, nor do I want cessation from material existence. I may take birth many times, one after another, but what I pray from you is that my devotion unto you may always remain unflinching." So this is the highest benediction, that a devotee doesn't even care for liberation. Now, we discussed that there are how many types of liberation? 4. Anybody can give any other number other than 4? 6. Okay, more? 8? It's between 4 and 6. How many kinds of liberation? So there are 5 kinds of liberation. One is becoming one with the Lord, which is called the Sayujya Mukti. One is having the exact same features as that of Lord, and that is called Sarupya. Living on the same planet as that of the Lord, it's called Salokya. And then having the same opulences as that of the Lord, that is called Sarshti. And the 4th one is being an associate, Samipya, or being an associate of the Supreme Lord, staying very close to the Lord. Now, Sayujya is merging into one with Krishna. Essentially, the Sayujya Mukti is saying that, Lord, I don't want to exist as myself. I want to merge into you. I want to destroy my own identity. So, the devotee cherishes that separation from Lord. The reason being, because in that state you can serve the Lord. Does that make sense? That is why the devotee said, no, I don't want to merge with you. I want to be independent. Just for your service. But, okay, Sayujya or merging with the Lord, I understand. What about other 4 types? If you are on the planet of the Lord, if you are having the same features as the Lord, if you are having the same opulence of the Lord, is it not devotional service because you are serving the Lord in Vaikuntha? So what is wrong? So in that sense, the devotee can aspire only for, not for one liberation, but other revelations he can aspire for. Why is it that we are being told, don't even worry about any liberation? Did everybody get my question first? And then we can go for answers. No problem. Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Okay. So there are how many kinds of liberations? 5. So one of the liberation is that you become one with the Lord. Means that I kind of wipe out or forget my existence and be completely merged with God. In that sense, merging with God doesn't mean merging with the absolute truth, personality of Godhead. Merging will be merging with His Brahman effulgence. That's what most of the people who are in the monistic philosophy, they say, I'm one with God. Means I merge with God. And I kind of lose my own identity in the process. For a devotee, that is abhorrent. That is, he or she will be in shudders, thinking that I don't want to destroy my identity because I am so cherishing Krishna as he is, and I am his eternal servitor, and I am finding joy. Why should I merge with God? That is against devotional service that we understand. Are we clear of why we do not want to merge with God? Because that loving exchanges that I'm having, that will be destroyed, and that is the highest thing for me. Does that make sense? Okay. The other 4 types of liberation are being on the same planet as that of the Lord, having the same opulences as that of the Lord, and then having the same bodily features, or associating with the Lord. Those seem to be nice. Why are you saying no? Isn't there pure devotional service coming about in that liberation? I'll seek Lord for liberation, but I'll serve the Lord. So what's wrong with that? Why are you saying no liberation? Even like pure devotionals, you're talking of pure bhakti as something so advanced that even this liberation, which seems to be a very high thing, seems to be insignificant. Please, there is something wrong here. Can I explain the answer, or anybody wants to guess an answer? Okay, please, Vrindavan Priya Prabhu. Please, thank you. Welcome to the Bhakti Sastri class. I'm honored to have you.
I think the negation of this idea of liberation, even the four where you associate with the Lord, there is still some idea that there is something called as liberation and it is something to aspire for. And in the topmost platform of devotional service, that idea is not, I mean, in an intermediate stage of devotional service, that idea may be faint, the importance of liberation may be less, but in the topmost platform, there actually is no idea of liberation because the devotee is already merged in the ocean of bliss. So there's no concept as such of liberation. So in that mood, if somebody comes and mentions, how about liberation, then say, I don't care for liberation.
Nice.
So that's the...
Excellent, excellent. So it's like, I'll give a simple example. The child, Avantika, what flavor of ice cream do you like? Or Gita Priya, what flavor of ice cream do you like? Chocolate. Avantika, what about you?
Strawberry.
Vanilla. Okay. Assuming that you are giving this child their respective favorite ice creams and they are enjoying that ice cream, and then you put steamed broccoli in front of them. Please eat this. What will be your reaction? I'm getting such high taste from ice cream broccoli? Really? So as Vrindavan Priya Prabhu said, there is such high joy in serving God that liberation seemed to be a little insignificant. It's not that important thing. Yes, you have a point. Mataji, what's your good name?
My name is Soni.
Hare Krishna, welcome.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, as we know, right, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually was Lord himself, but then he wanted to be a devotee and he just went crazy hunting himself. So he just wanted to prove a point that there is a great pleasure, or means there is something very flavorful even when you are devotee. Like then, that time he didn't think of, okay, I want to get liberated by the end of that process or anything. He just wanted to go crazy and just run behind God, like, so, yeah. So he is an example. Lord himself gave an example to us saying, okay, why can't you also be like this? Yes. I believe it's true for all the Gopikas and Vrindavan, everyone, right? Like.
Thank you. May we all be infested with that craziness soon. Thank you, Mataji. Rupa Goswami actually writes that those four kinds of liberation are not against pure devotion only and only if they are purely meant for service of the Lord. The liberation can be sought by two kinds of people: those who want to serve the Lord, those who want to increase or show their supremacy, or have some selfish desires. Even to go back to Godhead, there is a selfish desire. God, this world is horrendous. Please take me out now. I'm going to do my puja and austerity and every day strictly do it. With the whole goal being liberation. It is, I need something from God with my service that I'm doing, and that itself is against pure devotion. But the other thing, maybe I want to see God. I really want to serve Him. I'm deeply thirsting after Krishna or Ram or whoever is my Ishtadev. And I want to go back to his planet and be his servant. That's a different aspiration than saying, opulence same as God. I'm just a Bill Gates in this material world. But But imagine how much money God has, and I'll get the same opulences. Just see the thinking. So Rupa Goswami says one thinking is allowed, one thinking is not in pure devotional service. Satya Prabhu had something, a question, a comment, a concern. If you're throwing something at me, tell me, I'll duck.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I have a question. So I understood why pure devotees don't aspire after liberation, as Vrindavan Prabhu mentioned. You're in such an ecstasy, liberation doesn't even come to your mind. The point that you just mentioned, I did not understand that. So I read somewhere that the only thing that's separating you from Krishna is your consciousness.
Okay.
So if we are situated in such a consciousness where we are in pure ecstasy, then why do we even want to see God? I mean, He should be appearing to us all the times.
Well, as Soni Mataji mentioned, that Mahaprabhu was Krishna himself, but he was saying, where is Krishna? His highest thing was, Kaha gela prananata murali vadan. His highest lamentation was this, Kaha gela prananath. Where did Lord Krishna go? Murali vadan, whose lips are adorned with flute. Kaha karu, kaha paun Brajendra Nandan. He says, what should I do? Where can I get Krishna? Kaha are kohivo pida jane moro dukha. He says, like, to whom should I tell my tale of sorrow? Brajendra Nandana binu phate mora bhuka. He says that without Krishna, my heart is breaking. Now, the point is that in the highest ecstasy, even amongst the ecstasies, as we read in Nectar of Devotion, the ecstasy that is found when you are in union with Krishna is increased in a much sharper intensity when you are in separation from Krishna. It's a different kind of ecstasy that completely brings about total absorption in Krishna, which is why Krishna separated himself from the gopis of Vrindavan, and he did not go back, and the gopis were also feeling. So in that sense, yes, you want to see Krishna, but there is a union and separation in the prema. So those are all like little more higher topics than in the sadhana stage. When we read Nectar of Devotion ahead, again when we come to southern part, even in the southern part, we just go to the dynamics of prema. Actually, those are all the things that come about in the Shringar Ras with Krishna, and that is vividly described in Ujjal Ilaling. So it's a...
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I understood there is an answer ahead.
Thank you. Maha.
I was just going to say, when you said Krishna separates himself, I was just going to say about the gopis' example of how he separated himself to exemplify the attraction.
Thank you. Sorry for stealing the words from your mouth. All right. So we'll go to the third chapter. Don't you think we should go? So I have a question though. How many more classes do we have before exam? I really want to know. Shamlangi Masi will get the information later. That's fine. That's fine. We can do that. So that we can have a plan ready. We are in the fourth. Third, whole of third chapter is the same thing, that how liberation is not, it's not satisfying. And then the continuation also is there in the fourth chapter. Devotional service surpasses all liberation. And Srila Rupa Goswami gives extensive scriptural backup to support his arguments. So please go read them. One question, okay, the question before you say is that these won't come in the exam. Exactly, that's why. Before you could, yeah, exactly, that's what. I knew you would ask that, so I answered that. I knew your question, I would say these won't come. So give the shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam which supports this statement by Rupa Goswami will never come. Are you kidding me? We are in Bhakti Sastri. I don't think even if you do Bhakti Sarvabhauma, you will still answer that. So it's okay. Oh, Vrindavan Priya Prabhu, you came late. So here is the thing. Okay. Prabhus and Matajis, what is going to come in exam? Please tell for the benefit of Soni Mataji and Vrindavan Priya Prabhu. Okay, one minute, Mataji. Okay, Shilanam Bhakti Ruchyate. And then, what else will come? No, Sarvapadi will come. More than the verses, you will be asked to explain pure devotional service. What is pure devotional service? What are the 3 primary characteristics? What are the 3 secondary characteristics? No, I've told you many times. You must have written it down, so don't worry. Since you are there for most of the classes, you will have written it down somewhere. If not, go back by grace of Ramananda Sakha Prabhu and others, we have recording back. So you can go there. That will come in exam. Everybody should know that verse. Everybody should kind of know what pure devotion is and what are the primary characteristics, what are the secondary characteristics. That will definitely come in the exam. There is no doubt about it. That is one essay topic that is going to come, and I am going to be pretty strict on that because I'm saying it in advance, please read up. Satya Prabhu has sent me a soft copy of Waves of Devotion. Thank you for doing that. It's more or less accurate. I went through it. That's why I couldn't respond. I just went through it today morning. My only concern is if I give that, we are not, copyright issues might be there. So my only request is at least let's collect, $2 each, and then like $100, $150, whatever, we can send it to Dhanodhar Maharaj as a token, $100 or something like that. All of us can collect and send it. And then I can pass that soft copy to all the devotees. Shamalangi Mataji can do that. And if there are some questions, I would still recommend have the hard copy wherever you can. It's a very good guide. Now that the exam is approaching, I think the intensity to read might be even more. So please do not ask me to change the date of the exam. No makeups. Please make yourself available. Please. I'm not going to encourage or entertain any makeups whatsoever. The only makeup I'll entertain if people like is I'll get a makeup kit. Huh? All right. Yes, Shamalangi Mataji. Please give her the mic because there are devotees online too. They will be more eager. They will say, what? They might have not listened to a single word what I spoke. Your words will carry more importance.
No, Prabhu, I just checked the schedule. So 5th, which is next Sunday, that's supposed to be the last class, which I don't think is... I know when we made this semester, we were thinking, that we are covering a lot.
Come here. Come here. Please come here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should I bring the schedule with me? Because
No. It's okay. You tell the schedule.
No, I don't have it by heart. I just saw that June 5th is supposed to be the last class, and I think July 11th is the exam.
July 11th, 7/11. That was also I was thinking. 7/11.
10th? Okay, I may be...
Okay,
yeah,
7/10.
Okay, yeah. So, but I don't know where we are in our...
So, I would... the reason also I called Shamalangi Mataji, please give her a big hand for doing all this, the administrative work. Thank you, Mataji, for all the wonderful services that you do. Thank you very much.
Oh, no problem.
So, 7/11, we are okay? 7/10. So, what is 7/11 by the way? Monday? 7/10. 7/10 is the exam. You should be fine, right? Please.
Yeah, let's.
Huh? So this today is May 21st. So which is that you will have 1 month and 20 days. 154 pages. Okay, that I can do. That I'll do. June 5th is the class. Next week, long weekend. I'm traveling. Yeah, long weekend, many devotees are not here. 19. Yes. 154 pages. Yes, Abhishek Prabhu.
Would you two things? One thing is, if in case we are not able to complete the portion, just explaining the gist of each and every chapter at a very high level.
Okay.
And other thing is a question. When Satya Prabhu said about ecstasy, I want to confirm ecstasy and rasa is both same words, right? Like
Ecstasy and rasa. We will discuss that. Okay. You want more classes? I can have more classes. But we'll still keep 7, 10. It'll be easier. Is that okay? I'm not, because if I say it's not okay, or if I give a choice, then it'll get postponed.
I think that's okay. If you postpone it.
No, because if you have a date now, you have something to shoot towards. Every day, 3 pages, 4 pages, and you can do it. Mataji will send out the waves of devotion today. If you want, we can do a revision sessions. I'll be there. We'll do the revision sessions again just before the exam. 1 or 2 we'll go through the overview. But let's complete it off. Because otherwise, correct me if I'm wrong, if I move it to November, you'll start studying in October 31st. Yeah. So, and then if I say, oh, poor devotees, and I'll move it to November of 2017, you'll start studying October 31st, 2017. So let's have it. We can have more, you can start writing down questions as you read. Actually, it'll be a good impetus. If you start reading now, you'll have a bunch of questions. You can write it down. I promise that we'll have question and answer sessions. One session completely for all the question and answers. Not the question and answers that come in the exam. Yeah, what? I don't know will be the standard answer for every question. Revision will help. Okay. We are going up till 8. So last time, I spent a lot of time on the foundation, which was needed. But the fact of the matter was that after a stage, then we just go through ahead. We can spend that time every class, but graduation, we'll be completing our Bhakti Sastri in 2020. So, all right. Ashok Prabhu, you had any concerns? Okay, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. When is the Puri Rath Yatra, by the way? Okay, that's fine. Anyways, we'll see. Pardon? Yeah. That we can arrange. As far as the time doesn't change, we can arrange that. Thank you. So let's go on page 45, which kind of summarizes the 4th chapter. Who wants to read? And we can go actually from the back today. Or how? Who wants to read? Okay, yeah. So you can do, and then Vrindavan Priya Prabhu can do, and then you can go like that. Jaya Mataji, then come like this, and go like that. Yeah, that'll be nice. Something to keep it fresh. I don't know, I'm sure many people must be thinking, those who are at least doing their 4th and final semester and done, whew. Except for few devotees like Shamlangi Mataji, who said, I want to read further, I want to do Bhakti Vaibhav.
from 5th chapter or 4th?
A 4th chapter, the 45th page, and from the above statement, because that Srila Prabhupada summarizes this particular chapter. We have extensive quotations from the scriptures and then it's summarized there.
Sure. Okay. Page 45, second paragraph. From the above statement, it is found that a devotee is not after any of these stages of liberation. There are 5 stages of liberation, already explained as being: 1. To become one with the Lord, to live on the same planet as the Lord, to obtain the same bodily features as the Lord, to have same opulences as the Lord, and 5th, to have constant association with the Lord. Out of these 5 liberated stages, the one which is known as Sayujya, or to merge with the existence of the Lord, is the last to be accepted by a devotee. The other 4 liberations, although not desired by devotees, still are not against the devotional ideals. Some of the liberated persons who have not achieved these 4 stages of liberation may also develop affection for Krishna and be promoted to the Golok Vrindavana planet in the spiritual sky. In other words, those who are already promoted to Vaikuntha planets and who possess the 4 kinds of liberation may also sometimes develop affection for Krishna and become promoted to Krishna Loka.
Thank you. So, yeah.
So Prabhu, here, so even the devotees who has this kinds of 5 kinds of liberation, first one is rooted out, it's Brahma Jyoti, we understand that. But the remaining 4, are they only in the Vaikuntha planet? They cannot go to the Goloka Vrindavan? Is it only devotees who go there, or?
No, even devotees can go to Goloka Vrindavan planet.
With that 4 kinds of liberation?
Yeah. Vaikuntha planets, Krishna or Vishnu is not different. So if Vishnu can give you liberation, so can Krishna. But it's a different kind of liberation. In Golok Vrindavan, for those who want to be neutral, then they are born as grass in Golok Vrindavan. That's their position. So not necessarily everywhere, but here is the thing. Why Krishna? Why entirely Rupa Goswami is talking about Krishna in terms of rasa? It's because Krishna is the source of all rasa. And when the intimate loving relationship with God comes, then the Supreme Absolute Truth, Krishna, can fully satisfy. So with Krishna, it's not so much as liberation as devotion, as prema. In fact, he's the only object of service because the Lord is accessible. He doesn't like to be worshipped with Brahmanas. He says the Vedic hymns that are being chanted by Brahmanas, they are fine, but as soon as a gopi chastises me, my mind is stolen away from the Vedic hymns. That rasa tattva in Krishna is what is Rupa Goswami bringing out. So yes, Krishna can easily award liberation, no problems. But usually when you see the beauty of Krishna, you really don't want liberation. You just want pure devotion. And that's what Bhagavatam says again and again and again. Those who have even gotten slightest attraction for Krishna. Why even Krishna? Who did not hear about Vritrasura? The demon Vritrasura. Thank you. It's wonderful. Who was Vritrasura before? The demon Vritrasura was the one who fought against Indra. And he was fighting the battlefield, and then he was becoming very morose. Indra was being defeated and became morose. But Vritrasura was actually losing. But he was speaking such glorious prayers that he was shocked. Parikshit was shocked. Who was this Vritrasura that he's speaking such beautiful, prayers to the Lord? And then his story was related. Who was Vritrasura in his previous life? Chitraketu Maharaj. Here is a question. Who did Chitraketu Maharaj please or serve or be favored by? Lord Ananta. Lord Anantadev or Lord Shesha, who is an expansion of Krishna. So when an expansion of Krishna can generate so much of love that Vritrasura says, Please pull up 6th canto, 19th chapter. Let's all sing together because that's one of the verses here. 6th, 19. Yeah, if you can pull up 6, 19. Let's all do that together. This is one of the verses which says so clearly. Oh, 19, 18, Prabhu. Let's try 18. It's not Pumsavana. 18. Let's go a little bit. No, 18 chapter. Sorry, Prabhu. 18 chapter. What is the title? Titi was. No, let's go one more. Maybe 14. Let's try 14. Yeah. Chitra Keshu's lamentation. No, you have to go to the chapter list, please. Sorry. You click on this. Click on come down. Yeah. You come down. Or the battle. Okay, 11. Come. We'll sing the prayers of Vritrasura. I think they are towards the last. It's a small chapter, I guess, but towards the last. Come down. Wait. Slowly. Go. Come down. No, come down. Still. Yes. Come down even more. Yes, so let's do 6:11:25. I believe this is one of the verses. Can kindly everybody repeat after me the translation? Sorry, the Sanskrit. That's fine. Nana kaprishtam na cha parameshtyam. Nana kaprishtam na cha parameshtyam. Na sarvabhaumam narasadhipatyam. Na sarvabhaumam narasadhipatyam. Na yoga siddhir apunarbhavam va. Samanjasatva virahaya kankshe. Translation. O my Lord, source of all opportunities, I do not desire to enjoy in Dhruvaloka, the heavenly planets, or the planet where Lord Brahma resides, nor do I want to be the supreme ruler of all earthly planets or the lower planetary systems. I do not desire to be the master of the powers of mystic yoga, nor do I want liberation if I have to give up your lotus feet. So this is one of the things which is mentioned. I think this is also mentioned in the Nectar of Devotion as being the exemplar of pure devotion. So why did we talk about Vritrasura? Why did I bring up this verse? Because liberation, okay. But you had a question, right? Therefore, I brought up the Vritrasura question, right? You had a question or who had a question? Vritrasura. So the point here is that Vritrasura was attracted with Lord Anantashesh, and then he also has no desire for liberation. So Vishnu or Krishna can inspire, it's the same thing. They inspire that love that's beyond all liberation. But Krishna in specific has that rasa tattva. The Sringara rasa is exclusively with Krishna. And that is something which the Lord alone gives. So that's why it is. Okay, so please go ahead.
Prabhu,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt.
No problems. Yes, Mataji.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, so when we do our devotional service, is it right or wrong to have the feeling of being liberated? Means the thing is, maybe I won't care if I get it or not. Maybe I have to take a rebirth again as a human and again search for God, again do everything. I really don't care. But when I offer anything or when I pray Krishna, is it like I should have that feeling in my mind? Is it good or wrong to even have that feeling? Or when I offer, should I keep that feeling in my mind?
Depends on where you are. For example, in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, we have sadhana bhakti, which is that rules and regulations, and the Raganuga bhakti, which is spontaneous. Now, I'll give the example of spontaneous devotional service. You decide whether you should have fear or not. So, Sanatana Goswami, everybody familiar, right? Okay. So he was living in Vrindavan, and they were the highest emblem of renunciation. They would be living under a different tree every night, mostly. They might spend a couple of days under a tree, but even they would not be attached to a tree. And they would be just doing the work which Mahaprabhu entrusted them, to excavate the holy places in Vrindavan, to write devotional literatures. And one day he came to the family of Chaube. There was a pious Brahmana living there, and then they had a beautiful, Madan Mohan deity. And that deity was being treated like one own family member. And in the dream, Madan Mohan came to that family, Chaube family, and they said, I want to go with Sanatan. So you give me to Sanatan. And next day when Sanatan came, they said, take this murti, the Lord wants to go with you. You know what Sanatan said? I'm just a mendicant. I don't even have a house. Where do I keep the Lord? And somehow it happened that, the Lord accompanied, and then he took the Lord and put it in his bag, wherever he was taking cloth bag, and he was carrying the Lord wherever he went. And then Sanatana Goswami actually said to Madan Mohan that, look, I am a mendicant, I can't feed you. And whatever I get, you have to adjust. And then Madan Mohan said, okay, that's fine, I'll come with you. And then he went. So, what they would eat? They would collect some wheat flour, and they would make some roll bati out of it, and they would heat it up, and that's what dry bati with no salt, because they couldn't get salt. Where will you get salt? So one day Sanatana Goswami made bati and offered it to Madan Mohan so that he can eat. And Madan Mohan said, you are giving me plain bati, nothing, at least give me a little salt. And you know what Sanatana Goswami, did he run to get salt somewhere? Did he go knock on the doors? Madan Mohan wants salt. You know what he said to Madan Mohan? Today you are asking for salt, tomorrow you will ask to give me kheer and sweets. Where will I get that from? If you don't accept what I give you, I will give you back to that Chaube family. Madan Mohan said, no, that's okay. I don't need salt. If you are on the platform of Sanatana Goswami, then you shouldn't be afraid. But in general, you should not be afraid of material life if you are a devotee. But when you are serving the Lord, at least on the platform of sadhana, you should have some rules and regulations. Again, the rules and regulations are different from temple versus home. Home is different. Home cannot be having the same regulations as temple. But nevertheless, we should have some sort of standard at home also. You offer like food which is not tasted, which is cooked in a clean environment, and so on and so forth. So does that a little bit answer your question? So your fear should not overwhelm you. At the same time, you cannot throw the caution to wind, especially you are in the beginning stages of devotion. Later, yes, the spontaneity that comes with Krishna, that is fine. No?
So, as of now, when I am like a very, very beginner or baby stage, I should be just not thinking of anything. and just going forward. But once I attain to a particular stage, it's okay to have something.
Yeah, even in the beginning stages, it's okay to have something, but that something is a little tempered, and as we go along, it will become more familiar. It will naturally come.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, should we go a little ahead?
So those who are in the four liberated states may still be going through different stages of existence. In the beginning, they may want the opulences of Krishna, but at the mature stage, the dormant love for Krishna exhibited in Vrindavana becomes prominent in their hearts. As such, the pure devotees never accept the liberation of Saujanya and become one with the Supreme. Though sometimes they may accept as favorable the others four liberated stages. Out of many kinds of devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the one who is attracted to the original form of the Lord Krishna in Vrindavana is considered to be the foremost first-class devotee. Such a devotee is never attracted by the opulences of a Vaikuntha or even of the Dwarka, the royal city where Krishna ruled. The conclusion of Sri Rupa Goswami is that the devotees who are attracted by the pastimes of the Lord in Gokula or Vrindavana are the topmost devotees.
Thank you, Mataji. You can give that to Prabhu.
A devotee who is attached to a particular form of the Lord does not wish to redirect his devotion to other forms. For example, Hanuman, the devotee of Lord Ramchandra, knew that there is no difference between Lord Ramchandra and Lord Narayana, and yet he still wanted to render service only unto Lord Ramchandra. That is due to the specific attraction of a particular devotee. There are many forms of the Lord, but Krishna is still the original form. Though all of the devotees of the different forms of the Lord are in the same category, still it is said that those who are devotees of Lord Krishna are the topmost in the list of all devotees.
Confused? Yeah. Good.
So, yeah, I read this, Prabhu, and then in the last 3 lines, Srila Rupa Goswami is saying that they are all in the same category, but still, like Vaikuntha, all these, like in one of the class I also asked, right, Lord Venkateshwara, Balaji and all. So, if everybody is in the same category, then again in the last statement he says that is that Lord who is attracted to Lord Krishna is the topmost of all the devotees. Can you explain that, Prabhu?
How many kinds of relationship can one have with Krishna? 5. Okay. First, Shantaras, as is neutral. Dasya, servant. Sakhya, friendship. Vatsalya, or parent, being parent. And Madhurya. Out of which is the highest? Madhurya is right. But the question is this. Why are you saying something is highest? Even with Krishna, you are saying there are many grades of relationships. One is highest, one is lowest. What is it? So everybody should aspire for highest. There should be technically no Nanda Maharaj. Or the friends of Krishna. Because everybody is in the inferior state. The answer to that question is that from an impartial study, the highest mellow is found in Sringara Ras, but not all the devotees are situated in Sringara Ras. In whichever ras they are, they think that is the most perfect, and they get the highest satisfaction. Similarly, with different forms of the Lord, a devotee is attracted to a particular form, and he thinks that is the highest. Hanuman, he has nothing else other to worship except Lord Ramchandra. That is his Ishtadev. That's it. I can't see anything else. This is my God. This is my highest perfection. So when Krishna reveals himself according to the particular desires of the devotees, so a devotee of Lord Narayan is same as devotee of Krishna because Narayan and Krishna are the same. Yet the rasa tattva is difference, and then that is why they are considered foremost. That doesn't mean you go and beat up the devotees of Lord Narayan. You'll be committing a Vaishnava aparadh, seriously. Don't even think about that. So, did we come to that chapter yet? No. So the point of differences are Srila Rupa Goswami says there are no difference between Krishna and Vishnu. Did we discuss the 55 forms, 50 qualities of human being? Okay. Oh, that is why. Okay. Anyway, I think I'll give you a preview. It's better I give devotees a preview. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Page 155. This is a preview. I'll give you a disclaimer before we go. We are not going to get this for the exam. This is 21. Okay, chapter 21. Qualities of Sri Krishna. Okay. So, the third chapter which says Srila Rupa Goswami. Come down a little bit, Prabhuji. Because I'm not going to read. Srila Rupa Goswami, after consulting various scriptures, has enumerated the transcendental qualities of the Lord as follows. For those who are online, if I jump too fast, we are reading from chapter 21st, page 155, just as a preview. And then he gives the list of 50 qualities of Krishna. If you turn the page, the next page, do you get 50 qualities of Krishna? It's right there. Page 156. Oh, you can see from here, right? Come down, Prabhuji. Can you see the 50 qualities of Krishna? Okay. As part and parcels of the Supreme Lord, the individual entities can also possess all of these qualities in minute quantities, provided they become pure devotees of the Lord. In other words, all of the above transcendental qualities can be present in the devotees in minute quantities, whereas the qualities in fullness are always present in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Besides these, there are other transcendental qualities which are described by Lord Shiva to Parvati in the Padma Puran and in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam in connection with the conversation between the deity of the earth and the king of religion, Yamaraj. It is said therein, persons who are desirous of becoming great personalities, so on and so forth. So if you come to the next paragraph, besides all of the above mentioned 50 qualities, Lord Krishna possesses 5 more, which are sometimes partially manifested in the persons of Lord Brahma or Lord Shiva. These transcendental qualities are as follows: 51, changeless; 52, all cognizant; 53, ever fresh; 54, Satchidananda, possessing an eternal blissful body; 55, possessing all mystic perfections. Okay? That is also present in Brahma and Lord Shiva to a minute quantities, these 5 qualities. Krishna also possesses 5 more qualities. He has inconceivable potency, uncountable universes generate from his body. He is the source of all incarnations. He is the giver of salvation. He is the attractor of the liberated souls. All these transcendental qualities are manifest wonderfully in the personal feature of Lord Krishna. Here is another thing. This is only up to Narayan. So Jivas have 50. Shiva, Brahma and other demigods, they have 55. Narayan has 55 plus 5. Only Krishna has 4 more qualities, nobody else. Those are, besides these 60 transcendental qualities, Krishna has 4 more which are not even manifest even in the Narayan form of Godhead. What to speak of the demigods or the living entities? They are as follows. Ready? He is a performer of wonderful varieties of pastimes, especially his childhood pastimes. He is surrounded by devotees endowed with the wonderful love of Godhead. He can attract all living entities with all over the universes by playing on his flute. 64, he has a wonderful excellence of beauty which cannot be rivaled anywhere in the creation. So this, adding to the list these 4 exceptional qualities of Krishna, it is to be understood that the aggregate number of qualities of Krishna is 64. So only Krishna has that qualities that can attract the living entities to such a high degree. But Krishna and Narayan, they are the same. They are, because Vishnu and Krishna are the same, except the Rasa Tattva in Krishna is higher. And the whole of prema with Krishna is on the basis of these 4 qualities, that he can attract everybody. And that is why the whole thing is listed about Krishna. Why is it you guys are talking only about Krishna? Because we are interested in rasa and Krishna has rasa. And we are running after Krishna. That is the goal. Is that clear? Have I bored you enough, confused you, ready to... Yes. So, yes, okay, go for it. Go for it. All right.
So I got the count right, Prabhu, 64, and I understood that. My question is related to, I thought Brahma is also Jiva Tattva. So sometimes...
Yes.
So would that mean, you said 50 are for Jiva Tattva, and then 5 more sometimes for Brahma and Shiva. So... do we as a Jiva, do I have 55 qualities or 50?
50. But if I become Brahma, then I'll get 5 more. Because Brahma eventually will go back home, back to Godhead. So, yeah, 55. You had a question?
87% of Krishna, Shiva, that kind of percentage. That comes from this only?
Yes, same here. This is where it comes from. Yeah, because I think 55 out of 64 is something like 87, whatever percentage. Yeah, so that's where it's mentioned from. Rupa Goswami mentions it. So that is the reason why we are attracted for Krishna, because he is the source of rasa. Makes sense? So we should go back. Otherwise, if you go to that side, you will never come back to this side. Every single 64 qualities are explained by Rupa Goswami about. If you get into that, trust me, you will not come out of it. Krishna's qualities are so attractive. What's that? Yeah, actually, personally speaking, I would propose to the board, if I can, that even in the Bhakti Sastri level, you should do the entire Nectar of Devotion. It will take time, but I have a question. How many devotees in ISKCON did you hear read the entire Nectar of Devotion? Leave alone explain to you. Yet this was the book Rupa Goswami wrote. This is our Bible. This is the book that we need to know. This is a book that's going to inspire you to such levels of attraction for Krishna that it's incredible that what we are holding it. What is that rasa for Krishna? What is that love for Krishna that people are talking about? Love of Godhead, kya hai? What is this love of Godhead? This book will tell you what it is and what value it is. What such a high exalted position and happiness that you get. Everything is mentioned here. It's very scientifically, Rupa Goswami gave it to us. So, yeah, we get some trailer till 19th chapter. We get trailer peeking. Yeah, but apart from that, yes.
Actually, Bhakti Sastri Prabhu, he has a wonderful narration of this book, and he has it on his website.
Yeah, Amalokta Prabhu, yeah, he has the reading.
I got it last time he came here, I got the CD. So,
nice.
it's really very nice. Like only like 16 he's broken out into 16 parts.
Nice.
And, if somebody is driving,
Yes. Yeah, nice. Thank you. Okay, so, you have a question. Yes, go ahead.
Prabhuji, this when we advance in bhakti to a great extent, then we will get into know the rasa, right? One of the 5 types of rasa. Is that something as a jivatma, right? Is it inherent in us, but in a sublime mode, like we forgot about it? We align again to that particular rasa, or?
Yes, that's we don't even want to. Yes, that is true. As we advance in devotion, our relationship with Krishna manifests itself. And the word I strongly use, and I beg for your attention, is naturally. you naturally get attracted to Krishna in a particular rasa. And then Rupa Goswami says that when you become perfect in that spontaneous devotional service or Raganuga Marg, then you get trained by one of the devotees who are already on that platform, which is called Ragatmika. And then you serve Krishna in that. So if you are Krishna's cowherd friend, then you get into that rasa and so on and so forth. It's natural, not artificial. Artificially, you can't say, "Oh, I am something." That will become a very perverted kind of thing. Actually, it's not cheap.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. All right. So we'll do fifth, the purity of devotional service. The purity of devotional service in this particular chapter. The devotional service is so pure that it doesn't need any prerequisite. If you want to do jnana yoga, Krishna says in the Gita that he says many sacrifices. You perform sacrifices and or you learn from a guru, then you get jnana, and then you get perfection in jnana. And if you want to really do dhyana yoga, are you even kidding me? Sannyasis only can do is try it. Because one of the things is strict celibacy is what it is mentioned by Krishna in the 6th chapter. So there are prerequisites for other forms of yoga, but for pure devotion or bhakti there are no prerequisites. Anybody can take it up at any stage of life with irrespective of their background and become devotees. And Srila Prabhupada gave the wonderful example. He came to West. How many people really had any qualification from strictly Indian standards, from a purity other perspective to take up to devotional service? Yet here, 40 years later, 45 years, 50 years, some devotees, they are still around. So the whole chapter is kind of on that particular point. One point is that on page 48, the last paragraph, who is the next person to read? Jayamataji, please go ahead. Just that last paragraph. Srila Rupa Goswami warns.
Srila Rupa Goswami warns, however, that if a person is properly initiated by a bona fide spiritual master, he should not think that simply by the acceptance of such initiation, his business is then finished. One still has to follow the rules and regulations very carefully. If after accepting the spiritual master and being initiated, one does not follow the rules and regulations of devotional service, then he is again fallen. One must be very vigilant to remember that he is part and parcel of the transcendental body of Krishna, and that it is his duty as part and parcel to give service to the whole or Krishna. If we do not render service to Krishna, then again we fall down. In other words, simply becoming initiated does not elevate one to the position of a high-class brahmana. One also has to discharge the duties and follow the regulative principles very rigidly.
Depressed? Soni Mataji, you read the next paragraph.
Sri Rupa Goswami also says that if one is regularly discharging devotional service, there will be no question of a fall down. But even if circumstantially there is some fall down, the Vaishnava need have nothing to do with the prayashchita, the ritualistic ceremony for purification. If someone falls down from the principles of devotional service, he need not take to the prayashchita performances for reformation. He simply has to execute the rules and regulations for discharging devotional service, and this is sufficient for the reinstatement. This is mystery of the Vaishnava, devotional cult. Practically, there are three processes for
elevating. That's fine. So even if there is a fall down, then what? We should drink hot ghee. You know why this hot ghee king came up? Okay. So, does anybody know the story? Hot ghee. Okay. So there was a very powerful landlord in Bengal called Subuddhi Rai. He had a servant, and that servant was a Muslim. That servant got married, and his wife noticed that there was a beating mark on the back. It was like a strong, beating mark. And she asked, "Who did this to you?" He said, I had a boss named Subuddhi Rai, and I did some mistake, and he was correcting me, and because of he correcting me, he hit me with a stick, and it's the mark. He said, "You should kill him for beating you," because he came in a powerful. Muslims were ruling that country, and he was in a powerful position. He said, "You should kill him." No. He's like my father. He took care of me. I cannot kill him. Then he said. Then she said, "Okay, you should do something." Then he said, "Okay, I'll destroy his caste." In the previous days, Muslims would take some water and put it on Hindus or something like that, and the Hindus would lose their caste. It was, and then so Subuddhi Rai lost his caste because this fellow came and he put some water or he touched whatever, he quote unquote contaminated him. And Subuddhi Rai started asking people around, "So what should I do?" There were so many people recommended so many purificatory things that you should do. "Oh, you lost your caste? You should do this, you should do this." And then someone suggested, you know what you should do? You should take ghee, boil it hot, and then drink that ghee. Subuddhi Rai said, "If I drink boiling hot ghee, I will die." "Yes, you will die, but because you died while drinking ghee, you will become Brahmana in the next life, so you will gain your caste back." So Subuddhi Rai, anyway, he was a fortunate soul. He went to Vrindavan, and Mahaprabhu was in Vrindavan. So he asked, "Mahaprabhu, this is the situation. People are saying I should drink hot ghee." He said, "This is all nonsense. Just chant Hare Krishna, and automatically you will be purified." So the point here is that even if there is an incidental fall down by the devotee, one should not give up one's faith in devotional service, because ultimately that is the only solution. Another thing, if I do some purificatory ceremony, because I am a devotee, what does that tell you? That devotional service is not strong to purify me. I need something extra to purify myself. Because it flies in the face of the fact that holy name of the God is supremely powerful and supremely pure. Yes or yes? Namas Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddha Nityamukta. Purna Shuddha means it's completely pure. If the holy name of Krishna is completely pure, then why do you need something else to purify you? So because I can say for myself, I'm an extremely fallen person, but the faith and devotion I have, that's enough for me. I have that strong faith that by staying in the path of devotional service, one day I'll become purified. That's the guarantee I have. Sorry, but your teacher is a fallen person. That's a fact. All right. More questions, comments, concerns. Hare Krishna. Okay, go ahead. Wait. Let me tell you what to read. It's important. Because if we can read, we will keep reading. No. Let's do chapter 6. Prabhu, see there, Prabhu, please. Chapter 6, first paragraph. Yeah. Sri Rupa Goswami states.
Srila Rupa Goswami states that his elder brother Sanatana Goswami has compiled Hari Bhakti Vilas for the guidance of the Vaishnavas, and therein has mentioned many rules and regulations to be followed by the Vaishnavas. Some of them are very important and prominent, and Srila Rupa Goswami will now mention these very important items for our benefit. The purport of this statement is that Srila Rupa Goswami proposes to mention only basic principles, not details. For example, a basic principle is that one has to accept a spiritual master. Exactly how one follows the instructions of a spiritual master is considered a detail. For example, if one is following the instruction of a spiritual master, that instruction is different from the instructions of another spiritual master, this is called detailed information. But the basic principle of acceptance of a spiritual master is good everywhere, although the details may be different. Srila Rupa Goswami does not wish to enter into details here, but wants to place before us only the principles.
Good. Okay, yes, go ahead.
Here it says that spiritual masters may have different instructions.
Yeah, that is one point I wanted to discuss. Because it's very important in a multi-guru society like ISKCON that we clearly understand this very, very important aspect. That's the reason why I brought up this particular paragraph in the first place. So, Ashok, this is the highlighted section. It says that you go from the top. For example, a basic principle is that one has to accept a spiritual master. Exactly how one follows the instructions of a spiritual master is considered a detail. For example, if one is following the instruction of a spiritual master and that instruction is different from the instruction of another spiritual master, this is called detailed information. So in our society, everybody follows the words of Srila Prabhupada. He is the Siksha Guru. He laid the foundation of how the society should be, what are the rules that should be followed, so on and so forth. And within the society, there are many spiritual masters, and their mood of serving Prabhupada might be a little different. So, to condemn one spiritual master telling that my spiritual master is superior is most offensive. And whoever does that is actually doing a great disservice to Prabhupada, because everybody has their own mood and mission based on what they learned from Srila Prabhupada, as long as it is authorized and within the scriptures. You know, if somebody who comes and says, it's okay to gamble, then that is deviating from the basic principle. The basic principle should be in place. Is that clear? Either to say that my spiritual master is superior to yours, or my spiritual master only knows the way to Prabhupada and not your spiritual master, is very offensive. By mercy of Krishna, one gets Guru, and by mercy of Guru, one gets Krishna. So it's better that one prosecute, especially in a society like ISB. This is a multi-guru society. And we take care not to disturb the harmony by doing this kind of things, because it's just not acceptable on any level. Is that clear? Anybody has basic questions? Yes, I see some few hands raised. Please.
Prabhu, in chapter 6, I wrote, I have few questions on some of the rules. So, chapter 6, rule number 6. I did not understand that clearly, Prabhu.
If you can bring it up, the rule, please. It's right there. Anyway, we'll read through it. What is it? Being prepared to give up anything material for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of God, Sri Krishna. This means that when we are engaged in devotional service of Krishna, we must be prepared to give up something which we may not like, and we also have to accept something which we may not like to accept. How many people get up in the morning and think that if I don't chant my 16 rounds, I will die? How many people think that food, what is food? I just have to, my rounds are so sweeter to me that all the nectar in all the foods cannot even come close to chanting of Mahamantra. With all due respect, and I speak for myself, it's like 16. So you may not like Hare Krishna Mahamantra in the beginning. So you must be prepared to accept the fact that you have to chant rounds. Why is it the 16 round rule is there? Because you can discipline yourself and later you'll get the taste. So similarly you may not like something but you have to do. And for example, a person might like to, for example, go too much of browsing. Too much of internet browsing or Facebook or whatever. You can do Facebook as long as you are within limits. But if you are spending too much time on it, then that is against the practice of devotional service. Because when you read news, pretty much it is talk about mundane affairs. It's not talk about Radha and Krishna. And usually that's not recommended. So you might have to give up. And if you like, you can do the news in moderation, but not kind of read one piece of news from 20 different places to get an angle of vision, what happened. Like the plane crashed. Now I need to know why it crashed. So I'm going to see everything that is about that plane crash. And 8 hours later you are like, oh, the plane crashed, you can't do anything about it. It happened by will of God. So many things are happening by Krishna. There's nothing much you can do. So you have to give up sometimes what you don't like. It's just the nature. But it'll come slowly. It'll come slowly. Initially it's by force. Later it'll become natural. If somebody insults you in the beginning stages of devotion, you'll get back at that person. And it is natural to be on that level because it's your natural reaction for where you are. You may feel regret. Probably I should not have done that. But nevertheless, that is your position and you reacted. But for an advanced devotee like Vidura, he was actually insulted by Duryodhana. He was giving good advice again and again. He was saying, "Oh king, please give it back to Pandavas. I see the destruction of Kurus. If you continue with this path, they are powerful." He was speaking the truth over and over again. And Duryodhana got so fed up that he humiliated Vidura. He said, "Who has bought the son of a kept mistress who is looking after the interests of our enemy and who is like a snake amongst us?" Very harsh words. And then Vidura didn't get back at him. We just put the bow and then he walked out on a pilgrimage, taking this is the mercy of the Supreme Lord. So it comes naturally, but till that point you have to adjust or tolerate. Is that okay?
This is not that we have to choose something and then leave it, right? It is the regular way of living, like the prescribed duties, following them, whether you like it or not.
Yeah. Because I'm a devotee doesn't mean that I give up everything or thinking that Krishna will be pleased prematurely. I give up my family, I give up my job, just go off to Vrindavan. That's not what it's in the advanced stages, yes, not in the premature stages.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
I have in the rules also, rule number 10, it says to worship a banyan tree. So, like
Tulsi, in our houses we can do Tulsi trees, at least in the practical level. So that's what Rupa Goswami says, that he gives the details, the principles, the details can be implemented accordingly. If you don't have banyan tree, then it's not practical to fly to Hawaii every day morning to worship a banyan tree.
But in India, if you see a banyan tree as a devotee, what
it's not a devotee. It's one of the trees that can be worshipped. It's one of the rules. Again, please understand there are rules. There are minor rules and there are major rules. Let's not major in minor rules. Let's major in major rules. Because Rupa Goswami gives 64 rules, then at the end he gives 5 important rules. Let's stick to those 5. Because otherwise you will really have a tough time. Don't get entangled. Just 5 rules. Even amongst the 5 rules, what's the most important rule? What are the 5 rules first of devotion? Reading Srimad Bhagavatam, thank you. Hari Sankirtan Prabhu today gave the class. Very nice. 3rd canto, 3rd chapter. Chanting. Chanting, it's done. Hearing is done. Worshipping. Association of sadhus. Association of devotees. Chanting. Srimad Bhagavatam. deity worship. Yeah. Okay, easy to remember. Should I? A, B, C, D, E. Association, Bhagavatam, chanting, deity worship, entering Vrindavan. This question might come. You should know what is pure devotion. You should also know what is the items, right? You should know the theory and you should at least know how to do it, right? You can say, oh yes, Prabhu, I know pure devotion. What is pure devotion? Anyahavilashita, I learned very nicely. Now how do you achieve that? I'll go worship a banyan tree, that's it. 2 and 2 can link it together, right? It's perfectly, that's a perfect logic. He says worship banyan tree, I'll worship banyan tree. Right? Yeah. So you should also know the theory, and then we need to know the means. And then what is it? So that is Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana. You should know what is the goal, what is the means, and what is the end result of that. Yeah, I think devotees are waiting, so I should at least stop by 4. So yeah, go ahead.
So for rule 10, what should be our response, Prabhu?
Which is rule 10?
Like somebody blasphemes your spiritual master or Krishna in front of you. So...
Can we take it up in the next class? Because the kids are coming, screaming, and we have devotees. Yes?
You have 2 choices. Kill them, or you walk away.
My point is that they are newcomers, so I could have given more graphic options. So actually, next class, I promise that will be, please remind me, that will be the first thing that we take up in the next class. Because Bhagavatam has so many instances, actually it's not a universal, based on your situation, the responses can be very different. And we'll discuss from Bhagavatam a little bit about how to deal. Okay? Thank you. Yeah, because that may not be the most... it might be, it's time consuming right now, and the devotees are waiting for something else. Is that okay? So June 5th we'll meet, then we'll discuss after that the class schedule. Tentatively that is supposed to be the last class. So my request is, please read at least, we read 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, at least 5 more chapters. Then 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 6 more chapters will be there. Or read 6 more chapters, and then we have last 5 chapters. At least first pass will be done. Any final questions or comments apart from that? Exam dates won't be changed. No makeups, please. Thank you. Ish. No. Actually, I really, Mataji, I changed the exam date and I was cursed. I planned my whole India trip exactly around your exam. And the following week, I was supposed to fly out.
Now I feel bad that I said that. I want to say one thing quick.
Yes.
Just good. I was being funny. Because that is basically the rule. But under the circumstances, to explain it better, almost any situation, and you'll learn this from the expert Sankirtan devotees, any situation you get into can be diffused by your response, your mood, your body language, your attitude. So if someone comes up to you in a very offensive way and says something nasty to you, then if you're expert, you can assess the situation very quickly and say the most pleasant thing you can to actually turn it around. Because in this age, the demons and the devotees are in each one of us. Krishna killed the demons because at that time, the demons were in one body and the devotees were in another body, very separate, and Krishna would kill the demons and liberate them. Kali Yuga, demons and devotees are in the same body. So if you're expert, you can crush the demon and bring up the devotee without and them even knowing it. So that's, sorry for the other answer.
So we'll meet next class on June 5th at 2 o'clock. Thank you very much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu.